Okay, very warm evening to each and every one of you who are present here. Thank you so much, Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan, madam, who's going to be the speaker of the day, and all the experts, MSME members, academia. I think largely academia network has been invited here. And we're going to have about 45 minutes session from Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan. And then we will have about 5-10 minutes of Q&A. Yes, ma'am, I'm able to see you. Welcome.
Okay,
And
thank you.
And then we will have a Q&A session. After the Q&A session is over, probably you can get connected with the Lumen Network and we will stay in touch with you for every single program that we host. I'd like to introduce the speaker of the day. Just give me a minute. I want to show the slide before we move on. You can see the speaker of the day, Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan. She's a veteran educator and leader, 25 plus years, led the schools as principal, vice principal, drove whole school transformation, inclusive practices, and value-based education. She's the director of Aasaan's educational group of a group company of Acharya Group Pondicherry. Aasaan's designs and delivers educator capacity building, leadership programs, and future-ready training initiatives across India. They offer quite a lot of programs for the academia circle, especially faculty development programs, student development programs, and so on. Dr. Sugandhi is also a neuro-linguistic programming NLP certified coach and emotional intelligence specialist. She did her master training in NLP and behavioral transformation. All of you must be aware of NLP, which is quite popular all over the world, which will help transformative life coaching for teachers and leaders. She is recognized as a national achiever, a recipient of top honors including Great Place to Study Award UK and Top 20 Women Leaders Award, SBI Women Achiever Award, and Outstanding Leadership Awards, and so on. The curriculum and academic strategy contributor. She's a voracious reader. She's an author. She recently published a book. Probably she will share in her presentation as a piece of information so that people can buy that book. And she's also a key contributor to pedagogy, assessments, curriculum design, and teacher development initiatives with organizations like Azim Premji. Azim Premji Foundation is a Wipro group. I have only taken 5 points from her presentation of her profile, but it runs into multiple pages. With this short note, let me invite Madam Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan to all of us to walk us through the topic that she has chosen, the hero's journey from stagnation to, as you could see, integration. Over to you, Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan.
Thank you so much, sir. And today's session I had planned for everyone. And when I was having a talk with Mr. Anand, he told me that this group especially is a MSME, a startup group, mainly comprising of entrepreneurs and startup. So I have combined, I have added slides, especially for the startup people. And thank you for welcoming me. And I welcome all the viewers. A very happy evening to one of you. I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're building a business, studying, teaching, consulting, or even simply seeking meaning and change, this webinar is for you. Today we are going to walk through a powerful framework, the hero's journey. This shows how your life itself can be seen as a meaningful adventure. You'll recognize your calling, confront limiting beliefs, embrace transformation, and emerge to make your impact on this world and yourself. This isn't about perfection, okay? I don't have a framework for perfection. It's about progress. It's about metamorphosis. And it's about becoming you. And this is not a one-time affair. It is going to happen throughout your life, in various facets of your life. So the hero's journey isn't about heroes in books or films. It's about ordinary people like you and me living ordinary lives. And it begins in moments that don't even look heroic at all. A student unsure of their future is at the threshold of this journey. A homemaker feeling, unseen, even after all her efforts, she's in this journey. All employees quietly asking, is this really it? It is their journey. And someone standing on the edge of marriage, change, loss, or responsibility. This is their journey. At different points in life, something inside us shifts, not loudly, not dramatically, just a little restlessness that says something needs to change. And the hero's journey is a way of understanding what happens inside us when we respond to that feeling. So the doubt, the hesitation, the fear of getting it wrong, the learning that happens only when we have struggled, and the growth that often goes unnoticed, except by us. Like Anandji said, there is a deep pain in all the startup owners that is only known to them because they are undergoing the metamorphosis. And that pain is only related to them, and the outside world cannot see it. And there is so much of pain in every one of, every step of the startup journey or any other journey for that matter. But then how do you convert this pain into becoming a new you? And when there is pain, like Swami Vivekananda said, if there are no stones and thorns in your way, then you're in the wrong journey. So I would like, I would request Usha to share the screen. Can you share the full screen, please? So this is about, yeah, full screen, please.
Yeah, it's good. Good to go, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your hero's journey, it is your journey. It is my journey. It is our journey. And we only know where the transformation happens and how do we fulfill our own destiny. The hero's journey is not a promise of success. Let me tell you this much. It's a reminder that every meaningful change follows a pattern and that we are not alone while going through it. At some point in life, every one of us finds ourselves in this journey, whether we realize it or not. So let's begin. So, can we have a change of slide, please? Before the pitch decks and the metrics in a startup begins, there's a quiet movement of choosing within. We walk through doubt to build what's true and bring back value the world never knew. This is true for any startup business person, and every startup entrepreneur in this group will also agree that there is some quiet moment of choosing within. Okay? Yeah. Yes? Yeah. Thank you. So, why does your story matter? And who is this person who thought about this hero journey? The person who thought about it happens to be Joseph Campbell. And he shows that ordinary people undergo extraordinary transformation. When you frame your life in this manner, the way that I am going to be talking about, the framework that I am going to be sharing about, you stop being a passive observer. You become the hero of your own story. And research also shows that seeing yourself in this way can increase meaning, resilience, and well being. So today we'll walk through 12 steps of your journey and we'll reflect on each, no right or wrong, just your truth. So shall we begin? Next slide, please. Okay, these are the 12 steps. The ordinary world, your familiar beginning, for anything, even if it's your concerns your marriage, it concerns your, course of study that you're going to take. It's an ordinary world. You're feeling very comfortable where you are. And then you'll have to take this call. There's a call, there's an awakening to change. And then there's a refusal. There's an initial resistance. And suddenly you get a guide who you find your mentor. You cross the threshold, taking that leap. And then there's a road of trials. The approach, because you have to prepare for transformation. And then the ordeal, facing your deepest fear. And then the transformation happens. Then you come back. When you come back, you break the old you and you see a new identity and you return with elixir. So these are the steps. So we will delve into each one of these steps. Okay. So every hero begins somewhere, you know. And what was your ordinary world? What is familiar, comfortable, maybe even safe? But you felt a little stir of dissatisfaction. Ask yourself, what unease began to whisper in your ear that things couldn't stay the same? So this happens. Every founder starts in a very ordinary world. You had a job, you have a job, a salary that arrives on time, a boss you complain about, gossip, but secretly you depend on. Life was very predictable. You knew what Mondays look like. And then something started irritating you, probably. A process, a product, a problem. And that irritation is where startups are born. I think you will all agree with me. And so this is your ordinary world. And reflect on your beginning. Perhaps you were in a job that paid your bills, but drained your spirit. And what is your starting point? What pushed you towards entrepreneurship in the first place? I want you people to make this interactive. If you are an entrepreneur, I want you to choose and tell me exactly what your ordinary world is today. So I am frustrated with something that's how some things work. I'm very frustrated. I want independence, Mark 2. I see a very clear market opportunity, Mark 3. I honestly don't remember anymore with what made you start, Mark 4. I want you to chat, use the chat box and say 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm going to be asking you questions to make it interactive. And then we'll come back to all the questions that you have. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, fine. So if you're an entrepreneur, please give me your, please interact with me so I know, because this will become, yeah, okay, fine. Thank you, Manik. Priya Manik. Yeah, you wanted independence, autonomy. You wanted, okay. You wanted independence, autonomy. Yes. So how many of you saw clear market opportunity? Yeah, Shivaramakrishna ji and Shivaramakrishna sir. Okay, wow. So 1 and 2, not an entrepreneur. Yeah, you need not be an entrepreneur. Okay. I'm frustrated with some. Yes. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Wow. 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 I want independence. I want autonomy. Yeah, if you're answering any of these first three questions, then actually you are in that place where something is nudging you and asking you, is there a problem with today's life, ordinary life? Okay. So I want you to go to the next slide. Perfect. I understand that you understand. Okay. Fine. Now, there is a call. Okay? Ask yourself, what was I called to do? What change whispered to my soul? Where did this initial idea come from? Is it a personal pain point that you're having? Is it professional inefficiency? Is it copying and improving an existing model? Yes, somebody said something. A late night, this could work moment. What was that call? Basically, this call isn't an angelic music. Let me tell you this. It's a thought that refuses to shut up in your mouth, in your head. You know, it is a thought that refuses to shut up. It keeps, nudging you. Someone should fix this. I should fix this problem. Maybe, it's a dangerous thought. Maybe I should fix this problem. And then, it usually happens at 2 a.m. at night, and you're like, awake, and you're watching more than one startup podcast. And you're thinking, if somebody can do it, why can't I? So there is always this personal pain point or the fear of, no, okay, fine. Can you go to the last slide, please? Thank you, Usha.
Usha, the previous one she's asking.
Yeah, previous one, because yeah. This is the call, the personal pain point, professional inefficiency. So much, you look at people around you, people above you, and you think, oh my God, this is not happening. I need to do something about it. And this is the call, okay, that is keeping you awake at night. And if this is happening to you, you are in the hero's journey, step 2. Okay. So let's go to step 3. Okay. So step 3 is not so easy, Fear surfaces, and you say, oh, I'm not ready. Okay. I'm not ready for this. I'm comfortable. I'm in a comfortable job, am I not? I have a fixed salary coming, and why should I go uh, seek something? Okay. So there is a financial instability that stops you, doesn't it? A fear of failure, waiting to feel ready. And this is where, this phase is called rational thinking. We have all been taught to think rationally. And I have not seen any entrepreneur who start very rationally and become an entrepreneur. Because when you think very rationally and with your logical and rational brain, you get stagnated. So, and you tell yourself, the market is saturated with this product. I don't have funding. I need more experience, and my favorite, oh, I'll work on this on weekends, I'm going to work. I have all the time in the world to think about it. And you know what? I have, so you want to. So you open a Notion doc called Startup Ideas, and you don't open it for the next 6 months. If you're here, again, I'm telling you, you are in step 3. So what are your fears? Just write it down. I love the way you people are interacting with me. Keep writing down. This is my fear. Because if you are not ready to even become aware of your fear, then you will never be able to, overcome it. So if you're worried about your failure and what others might think about your losing your safety, you're in step 3 of the hero's journey. Okay. Okay. Wow. So can we go to the next slide, please? This is where Your guide appears, okay? Then a helper actually appears. And not to do it for you, but to point you in the right direction. Guides appear everywhere. It can be a senior founder of a company. It can be a LinkedIn post that hits too close to home, jerking you when you're actually come to terms with the fact that you're nicely resting and you're very comfortable where you are. It could be a very simple LinkedIn post. It could meet a friend at the park who failed once and survived. It could be anything. And sometimes it could be just pure frustration reaching a breaking point. Good mentors don't hype you, okay? They say things like, this will be harder than you think, but not impossible. So the mentor will be telling you, oh, you know what? You will be having issues with cash flow. You're not. You don't listen. You learn anyway. No? In your life, what step, who stepped in as a guide? Has there been a person who stepped in as a guide? Has there been a post that has made you wake up? It could be a person, a teacher, a coach, a friend, a LinkedIn post, anything, a quote, an experience, and an advice which is nudging you. Did you receive? That was vital to this chapter of your journey. Then your helper is, yes. So mentor and senior founder is there right with you. Yeah. Thank you, Priya. Okay. Now, I want you to go to step 5. Yeah. So, a guide appears,
Step
This is a
5,
guide. Yeah. Step 4.
Next
It's
step.
okay. Yeah. Next step. Next. Okay. Now, after this, yeah. Now, crossing the threshold. This is your decision point, okay? Till now, every one of us have undergone these 4 steps. A guide has come and told you it's time you started on your own. There is a market, but then please understand there's going to be shortage of cash flow. It could be anybody. It could be a person younger to you. It could be your 10-year-old son, your 25-year-old son, your 30-year-old daughter. Anybody who could have said, "Why? Why are you staying with this feeling?" It crossed the threshold. Okay, this is the decision point. This is the decision point, and you have to leave the old world behind. Okay, and you step into an unknown new territory. This is the irreversible point. And you register a company, you resign, you spend your first 50,000 and feel physically unwell, you're not able to sleep anymore. Okay. Because you don't know whether there's going to be a market. You're not even thinking about a startup. You are the starter. This is where the threshold is. Once you cross that door, you are the starter. Once you cross the threshold where you were a spinster, you were a bachelor, you understand, related even to your personal life. The moment you step into marriagehood, you're no longer a bachelor. You are a married person. Are you getting it? I'm trying to make it very relatable to you. It's not only a start. This is a threshold. Every student takes that road. It's a threshold. You cross that. So, you have done this. This is what I wanted to say. Most of you have done this unknowingly. Some mentor had told you, do this. And you have crossed the threshold, which you did not know. Okay? You did it. And then there was a defining moment, wasn't it? Because I'm going to take you through this journey and make you realize that you have done it in other of your life. Somewhere you have taken this bold step. It's not that it's going to be easy, that it was easy. Okay, there were arrears in college, but then it's okay. What was the step did you take? What was your quest? Now you become that college student. You become the married person. You become that, startup. This is where the crossing the threshold is very powerful. Can you go to the next slide, Usha? Please. Okay. Now this is going to be, from the stage where you're crossing the threshold and your relatives, stop asking, what do you do? And then start asking, how's your business going? Okay. And you have no answers. So then comes the route of trials. This is where the journey really heats up, There are tests, there are obstacles, there are victories, there are defeats. This is 80% true for startup life. Your customers say no, your employees leave, your vendors ghost you, everything costs more than you expected. And somehow, in your company, you're doing the role of a CEO, a salesperson, a customer support, a finance, an IT desk. If you're not a startup person, it's okay. You're still doing, multitasking in your work, whatever step that you have taken. If it is like maybe related, because there are going to be people from various walks of life. Once you have become a teacher, you're a teacher. And you're a mother, you're a daughter, you're a daughter-in-law, you are a teacher, you are a coordinator, you are replying to 100 people. And you know what? The journey really heats up. Debts will come up. For a startup person, the startup person starts, I did when I got promoted to the director of Aasaan and was given Aasaan just as the infant stage, when it had not even started teething and all. I first sales review was huge, where I anticipated that all colleges would be willing to sign me up for 4.5 lakhs for 3 days and all that. And then, hard sales actually hits you. You start hearing, a very nice smile and polite smile and thank you. And then one of your employee leaves because she's pregnant. Some people don't even have any faith in you and they don't even join you. All that will happen. Okay. That's when this is your hardest time, This is where you understand how unpredictable people can be. And you would have started off with saying, okay, fine, I'm going to get all the support in the world. And suddenly everybody says, no seeding fund. Okay? And then you're hit. You step back and you see, okay, fine, how is it that I'm going to generate revenue so that I can pay my people? So you start, breaking those enemies within that's haunting you. There are your allies and there are enemies and there are external circumstances. The enemies, most of the time, the enemies are within. And the external circumstances. Excuse me? Hello?
Usha, can you just mute the person who is talking? You can just mute his audio. Yeah. Go ahead, madam.
Okay, fine. There are going to be obstacles, but this is where most people go back. This is why entrepreneurship does not work. Because just once you start facing all this, when employees leave you, vendors ghost you, and your mother-in-law at home is torturing you in your marriage, this is where most people, I'm sorry for taking this cliched example, when things are not going hunky-dory, every journey, every hero's journey has obstacles. And this is what makes you what you are. Even at work, even if you're working and you've taken up a new change, everything is not going to be hunky-dory. There are going to be things that are not going to work for you. But where is your enemy? Is it internal? Is it your limiting beliefs, seeking validation? Or is it external circumstances? So, this is a road of trials that I'm talking about. Who supports your journey? Do you want people to support your journey? Okay, you do get angry because people are not supporting your journey, but then it's okay. It's your journey, isn't it? Go ahead. Do it. Can we go to step 7, please? Usha? You know what? This is what causes you the most stress for you. Cash flow is not there. Customer acquisition is not there. Team people issues are there. Decision fatigue is there. Revenue is low. This is where you're all ready to go in. You must know what must be done. You're about to face something big. Maybe your own fear. Maybe a crisis. Okay. You know what? Your LinkedIn feed looks suspiciously successful. So you stop posting, you start questioning. You calculate runway daily, sometimes hourly. What's your innermost cave? What decisions or challenge are you approaching? If you were the guide yourself, what would you do? What would you tell yourself in this moment? So, this innermost cave is where, once you cross the threshold and then you are facing a lot of trials, there is always an urge in you to go back to your comfort. But then you take a step forward and approach your innermost fears. This is a very important exercise according to Joseph Campbell. Facing this innermost cave is the most important ordeal. Can we please go to the next step? Usha can, yeah. Okay, next steps. This is where the hero faces the ultimate test. Even he has faced his fears, he has faced his limiting beliefs. Now he has to undergo a figurative death, the deepest fear, major crisis. I'll tell you, most of the marriages that are fixed, even if it's a love marriage, I've seen people getting cold feet a couple of days before the actual wedding. And they stop because they are afraid of the figurative death of their old self and, walking into something that is not, that they're going to be changed forever. Like that, even in the startup, there are moments of losing a key client. You keep following with that client, hoping that you're going to get the business. But then suddenly, the client drops you. Funding falls through. You miss salaries. This is where your ego takes a hit. And then identity follows. This happens. Every job, every moment, every phase of our life, this ordeal we are facing. There is a figurative death that the hero must undergo. You ask yourself here, hey, am I bad at this? Or is this part of it? You know what? The answer is usually both. So, what was this? And what is this test that you have to undergo? And what are your learnings? What skills, insights, mindsets have you built up that prepare you now? Now, understand this ordeal, this breaking of your old self and getting into the new self. This is what your life is gearing you for. So there are learnings in this phase. You're no longer, the employee so and so. You are the startup. You are the startup person who's employing people, and you're responsible, and you have the maximum ordeal to face, your deepest fear, your major crisis. So this phase again, after you face the innermost fear, this ordeal you'll have to undergo. After this, what happens? Next slide, please. Having faced this fear, you transform. You emerge changed. Your reward is just external, it's internal. You're not the same. You don't quit anymore. You are that. You can't quit yourself, can't you? Something shifts. You stop chasing vanity metrics. You stop taking everything personally. You make calmer decisions. The reward isn't money first, it is your judgment. This is where you say no also to a bad client and feel proud. You simplify offerings. You fire faster. You focus better. This transformation and reward, your rebirth, enhances your decision-making ability, your emotional resilience. Emotional resilience does not mean that you take beating. Sometimes when somebody comes to hit you also, you need to tell them where you stand. You can't take beating from your subordinates. You can't take beating from your boss. You can't take beating from your investor. You say, it's enough. I am me. I am an entrepreneur. You start focusing better on the higher purpose of why you started your firm. You are no longer trying to impress. You stop saying yes to every opportunity. So what will your transformation look like? How will you feel different? What will you be able to do now that you couldn't do before? Think about it. Why was it all worth it? Now, wherever you are in your life, think about, are you transformed? Have you come to step 9 where you're able to say no to a bad client who wants to arm twist you? Say no to an angel investor too, because your purpose doesn't match theirs. You simplify your offerings. You're not compromising. You focus better. You no longer take everything that comes to you. And that is very, very important. This is a transformation. This is where you are very clear about what you want and what you don't want. So you're happy. You're no longer going to sleep with a baggage on your shoulder. And that's why this transformation and reward, your rebirth, begins here. It doesn't mean you've already taken a rebirth. It just begins. It's all worth it. So can we go to the next slide? This is going to be the poll question, okay? You can all answer. I say no more often. I focus on fewer Priorities, I hire more carefully. I react less emotionally. These are your learnings. You would have hired left, right, center in your, you would have made mistakes with people. You would have made mistakes with processes. You don't just stop here. You carry what you've learned back to the world. So this is what you integrate it. You live it. Even here, there can be resistance and shadows that will keep following. This is quiet. It's not dramatic. You don't feel like a beginner anymore. You don't feel like an expert either. You feel steady, less panic, more perspective. Problems still exist. They don't hijack your sleep. So this road back, you've done it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Most of you have gone through these steps. Probably not all the steps, because for some there are overlaps, and for some people there's a repetition of a step. But then this is a rough framework. It's only a framework. So now, like Arjuna had a question. Oh yeah, thank you, GNS sir. There is that Arjuna had a question to Sri Krishna in chapter 2 when Lord Krishna talks about Sthita Prajna. So, how do you attain neutrality of consciousness? You are no longer uh, influenced by what happens around you, and like a kurma, you draw yourself into your shell at the very, sense of danger of being carried away by your emotions. So, and Arjuna said, yeah, I meditate, I go to that level, I regulate myself. Then I have to come back to this world. I attain higher consciousness, and third, I have to come back to this world filled with all sorts of negativity. So how? You have to return to the ordinary world. How will you return to your ordinary life with your new self? What might challenge you in doing that? What unresolved issues might you still pop up? There will be. You have to exist in the same, but then you know what? The inner weather has changed. You're no longer getting perturbed. This basically, there is an ad I have seen of a boy drinking Sprite, and then somebody comes and says, "What are you doing? Drinking Sprite? You don't have to study." He says, "Then what? You study and then you go, you get a good job. Yes, you earn a lot of money. Yes, you retire. Yes, and then you chill. That is what am I doing now?" Okay, but then these the entire journey is what matters. Okay, there is a time when you become chill. Right at the beginning, when you're chill, you're leading a very comfortable life. But when you've undergone the process and then you go back, take the road back, much evolved as a much better person, it's a different thing because it happens to me most of the time. So now, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, these are the questions I had for you. Don't stop there. You carry what you've learned back to the world, integrated, live it. You might have made a mistake that would have been a learning, and you would have come back and understood that certain things don't work. It's okay. That's your learning. You're a better person. Okay. So next step, please. This is the final test. You fully embrace your new identity. You integrate all you've learned and stepped into your power. Eventually, you're giving back. You start giving back. You advise other founders. You warm them gently, when they'll still learn the hard way. You become the person whose advice you once ignored. This is rebirth. So, how would it feel to be home in your new self? What did it take to feel home in your new self? It's a question. So you start reflecting. It is this rebirth is happening to you most of the time. This I'm not saying that this is the way it has to be, but then most of us undergo all this unaware that we are undergoing this rebirth. Every time you take a decision to be something of a better person than what you were yesterday, it's a rebirth. It need not be an entrepreneurship journey. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now I'm asking these entrepreneurs who are there, are you still feeling overwhelmed? You're feeling tired but steady. You're calm and clear. You're re-energized or optimistic. You can take a poll. Wherever, not even entrepreneur, founder of your new option. How are you feeling now? Please interact with me and share. Not because of the session, where you are in life. This is your rebirth. Oh, wow, thank you. Re-energized and optimistic. Thank you, Anand sir. Yeah, there are times you will feel tired but steady, and that's also a phase of rebirth. That's absolutely okay. None of the answers are wrong, I said. And this is what is very important. Now, please go to the next slide, which is the last slide. Okay. What do you now offer others because of your journey? Do you advise? Do you mentor? Are you a better leader for your own team? Have you, thought of an innovative product? Or is your product shaped real pain? Yeah. Are you sharing your honest stories about failure? And this is what you're supposed to do. So when you are, yes, thank you, Gopal sir. The hero, when he returns, he has to give back to the society, isn't it? So all this journey is undergone, probably with a purpose in mind, but then a new perspective or a gift or a resource that you bring, you start giving back. And that is what this is all about. This is the elixir. What will you bring back? Who will you share it with? How will you make your difference? And how will you stay true even if there are doubters? This is, yeah, thank you, Priya. So, what is your elixir? Have you found out what your elixir is? If you are a mother, I'm giving you an example. It doesn't have to be startup alone. For startups, this is very, very, very crucial. Everybody like Anand sir, GNS sir, they've started giving back to the society because of the journey that they underwent. It was full of trials. Yet, all those learnings is going to be of help to somebody else. Have you decided what you will bring back? Have you decided who will you share with? Have you decided how will you make the difference in somebody else's life? How will you even stay true even if there are doubters who don't believe in you? Because there is no perfect founder, please understand. There is no perfect mother, there is no perfect employee, there is no perfect managing director or chairman. They're only real people executing that role. They become that. They are not playing a role, they become that. You have become that. And that's very true. So, this sums up the hero's journey. But then I have another slide that I want to share and a cutie story that I want to share. Have you seen this butterfly? How many of you have seen the butterfly? Raise your hands. Okay, thank you. This butterfly is such a beautiful being that goes around, sharing pollen grains and then helps in growth and new flowers and new fruits. Most of the time, if the butterfly had stayed with the limiting belief that it is the larva, it would have stayed the larva. And then what? From the larva, it goes about and starts munching, gathering wisdom. And they say that when the pupa stage, it digests so much, its stomach hurts. Almost it is going to burst. But then it keeps munching, 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 munching. And then, it goes into a cocoon. People think it has gone into sleep. And inside the cocoon, the pupa does not change into a butterfly. Please understand this. There is a liquid that is generated that kills the pupa so that the butterfly can emerge. Most of the time, the cocoon is our limiting beliefs, saying that I'm not good enough. I don't belong here. It's too late in my life. I should start now. Okay? The hero is not the one who actually fights the external dragons. He's the one who transforms inwardly, internally. And this metamorphosis, you're no longer the pupa, you're no longer the larva. You are this beautiful butterfly which brings color to this world, shares, goes about doing its work, sharing pollen from one flower to another. And this is your new version that you become. Maybe it might not have the colors that you thought it might have. But then you are a butterfly now. And how much ever the larva stage looked very comfortable, how much ever the pupa stage inside the cocoon where you could sleep, eat, looked comfortable, the world has it that you have to break the chain, kill the old self in order to bring out the new self. And this is what is called limiting beliefs. I keep saying I am like this elephant. Okay, I'll share my example. I am like this elephant. Somebody somewhere told me, you can't start your own entrepreneurship, start a firm. It chained me with a lot of limiting beliefs. I also, started adding those chains to me. And I was a small elephant then. And these limiting beliefs were put into me that business is not for us. You can't run a business. Okay? We are meant to be people who will, help people run their business. All that. Okay? And I believed it for a long time. Now, I feel I'm running a business with all the hardships. Yet, there are some limiting beliefs that still hold me, still pulls me back, still makes me complain, you know. But then my purpose in life is to spread education across the world. And that purpose needs to be met, for which I need to overcome my limiting belief. So, next slide, please. This is the theory. Being an academician, I cannot stop myself from not talking about theory at all. So, Erik Erikson is one person who actually worked on, the theory of generativity and stagnation. So, he says, always ask this question: will I contribute to the world or remain stagnant? Generativity is when you are seeking growth, creativity, contribution, mentoring, legacy, leaving a legacy. And stagnation is self-doubt, feeling stuck, loss of purpose, comfort zone paralysis. So it's one of the key theories on which, there's an entire transformation, generativity, and the transformation arc from stagnation to integration starts. This is the whole point of this. So when you feel stuck, I was feeling stuck, when I was a teacher. And I was feeling very secure. I was feeling very respected. The whole school revolved around me. But then I was sensing restlessness. I have to share my story with you. And then there was this question: is this all that is? That's when you pulled into something very impactful beyond school walls. And then there is a fear, there is a resistance. What if I fail as a trainer? What if no one believes in me? And that's when the generativity comes. Choosing contribution over comfort, creating, guiding, building. When you think of the higher purpose, you're no longer pulled by the gravity of your own limitations. So you plunge yourself into running the training company. I did, to shape others, even without certainty. I did not know anything about marketing. I did not know anything about go-to-market strategy. I did not know what the market was. Nothing. Then I felt it has to be done, and I've been given the responsibility. Let me take it up. Now, integration is when I embrace my purpose and identity, no longer fragmented between roles. I am Aasaan's. This is how I think. So becoming a leader who trains others to lead, integrating the teacher, experiences of the teacher, experiences of the principal, experiences of being a resource person, and becoming an entrepreneur into one authentic self. So are you going to remain stagnant, or are you going to transform to generativity and integrate your learnings and your journey to become a better self? Is a question. So I leave the floor. I think it's already 8 o'clock, sir. Sorry.
Absolutely fine.
I leave the floor to you.
Deeply immersed. So shall we? Thank you so much, ma'am. Usha, I think the slide is over. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan, madam, so happy about the session that you presented here. Deeply immersed myself, and I'm sure all the participants, close to about 58 people, are here, including you.
Wow.
So about at one point it went up to 62 or so.
Wow.
And 1 hour, audience, all the learned audience are sitting here and attending your session. That shows the depth in which you presented your 12 steps
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
hero's
thank you.
journey from stagnation to integration. And it has really benefited a lot, personally speaking. I mean, all the time, we are all continuous learners. Nobody can say
Yes,
that we have
thank you,
achieved
sir.
the pinnacle. So
Yes,
every
sir.
day we are learning, we are only student of life.
Yes.
So learning from a teacher, learning from an academician, and with about 30 plus years of experience in the industry, it shows a lot of wisdom nuggets from you.
So I
With this,
learned from the master, sir.
absolutely. So absolutely. With this, let me open up a few minutes for
Yes.
Q&A.
Yes,
Some
sir.
of them might be having some questions to post.
Yes.
So, dear audience, you can kindly feel free to post your question through audio. You can unmute and share your question, or you can post it in the chat box. We'll pick up the question and then facilitate the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over to all the participants. Feel free. You can raise your hand and then you can post your question, please. Any questions? I think the kind of session that you delivered, everybody gone into the trance mode now.
So
Let's wait for a
but the
couple.
chat box makes me happy
Yes.
because I feel
Yes.
people were listening to me.
Yes. A lot of responses. I was also watching parallelly. A lot of responses. Serious entrepreneurs and serial entrepreneurs are here actually. I know some of them personally closely. They're also my client, like Mr. Venkatesh, who responded so nicely. Mr. Venkatesh is the MD of Schematic, one of our clients, and he responded for every single question that you posted.
Yes, sir.
As a first person to respond. So I'm very happy about Mr. Venkatesh taking your time.
Thank you, sir.
Any
Thank you
specific
so
questions?
much, Mr. Venkatesh. Any
Any-
Thank you, ma'am.
questions?
Yeah, any specific questions? Feel free to post. Anybody? Yes, a lot of people are saying thanks to you. Thank you so much. Mr.
Thank
JNSG, any specific stuff, observation that you have, you wanted to post any observation or need not be a question, but
to say that the elucidation by Mrs. Sugandhi Viswanathan is a perfect reflection of any leader of any organization to become a profit center head, to become an owner, and to become a prime mover in his organization or her organization. The prime movership is very, very vividly and very clearly brought out by Mrs. Sugandhi. Thank you very much, madam. And I'm sure these kind of sessions by you are required many, many more to a larger audience because there are many people who are in the startup community in India today. If you go and see the number of companies that are getting started up in the last 4 years, the numbers per month of startup is multiplying 6 times. That's the kind
Wow.
of number of people are coming, but then they don't know how they can go. Such a session is for such people. Not only that, even existing leaders within organizations to transform themselves into an entrepreneurial approach is an excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for your session.
Thank you so
Well-
much, sir.
well worded, sir. Well worded, Mr. JNS, sir.
Thank you so
JNS is
much, sir.
one of the senior expert in the field of go-to-market strategies. If you can follow his LinkedIn, GN Sivaram Krishna, you will be able to learn a lot on that. As taking cue from Mr. GNS, sir, I read an article this morning that Chandrababu Naidu, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he said he is talking about one family, one entrepreneur in Andhra Pradesh for his state,
Wow.
where he's talking about, he addressed about 50,000 people, students especially. And he says every single family must have one entrepreneur. So those who are watching here, you may be working in an organization as an employee, but like Madam Dr. Sugandhi, who raised the occasion from a principal academician to an entrepreneurial journey of running our own profit center from Acharya Group called the brand called Aasaan's. She's an intrapreneur, I would say, if I may say so. She's a profit center head. She handles cash flow. She handles fund flow. She's seeking fund flow from the management to run the organization, her own organization. She builds her own teams. We are part of it, so I'm pretty much aware how really she slogs out every single day to build the organization. So those who are watching, Feel free to explore the possibility of entrepreneurship. India is growing tremendously. And in Tamil Nadu, we have about 15,000 entrepreneurs across India, about 1.5 lakh startup founders. The last 3 to 4 years created. It's just a beginning for the long-term journey. And welcome to the world of entrepreneurship and MSMEs. And this Lumen Network platform is always available at free of cost to support anybody and everybody who wants to learn, get connected with the coaches, and get connected with the mentors, and take some services. Always available. And if you are an academician, if you are running an institution, and please connect with Aasaan's Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan. She is running a wonderful range of programs, faculty development programs, all the programs I could personally see and observe that it's not just theory. You would have watched here an academician of 25, 30 years of experience making an interactive session, not like verbose, not like theoretical presentation. So every single slide, she made it meticulously for entrepreneurship, which means she's dynamic, she's matched with the current trend. And one of her books recently she published on AI, remember?
Yes, sir.
And which means she's trending on the current technology trend as well. Get connected with the Dr. Sugandhi Viswanathan of Aasaan's of Acharya Group Pondicherry, and they'll be able to really help you and facilitate you. With this, let me share one final slide to all of you so that I can end the session happily here.
I thought I had a question from somebody.
Oh, is it so? Okay, please, we will take the question. Absolutely fine. What is the question? Will you be able to read the question here?
No, I'm not
Okay.
able to see.
Okay. Anybody wanted to ask any question? Feel free. Any questions? Meanwhile, I'll share one slide here. This is about the next webinar that we are going to host for the entrepreneurs. This is going to be on 11th of January 2026. The webinar is on build an annual operating plan for financial year 26-27. It's going to be delivered by our delivery partner of Sea Change, Mr. Sriram Narasimhan. And kindly, log in the same time, 7 o'clock on 11th January. The links will be shared through our social channels. Our office will be able to reach out to you. All the registered participants of this program will receive an email from us and get connected on 11th of January at 7 p.m. to attend this annual operating plan. Normally, people don't do this. If you can do annual operating plan well ahead of time, your financial year for 26-27 will be having a clear roadmap, clear blueprint to take your organization forward. And over to last one question, if anybody has, so that we can get clarified.
Basically, I think is passion and interest towards job plays a major role in developing our business and develop the leadership.
Oh, someone asked this question. Okay.
Yeah. We can't start from void, is my answer. Okay, you can't start from void. You need to know the void and then jump into it. And you need to have the know-how. Just like I told you, the pupa keeps munching. And then, when it's ready, then it goes into its cocoon. So jumping into a business, immediately thinking that everything will be hunky-dory. No. Even if you have jumped into that business, sustaining through the audience is what is required. If it is not matching your purpose, if it is not matching your ethics and values, then you come out. It's not that you're a failure. Okay, if it's not matching your values, but then deeply think about what you're doing, your higher purpose in starting that business in the first place. Because when we start business, we need to understand that we need to create the void in the space.
Absolutely.
Madam, I want to give one small statement.
Yeah.
One very senior leader of an industry said, I will not ask somebody to do something which I don't do myself. Okay. That's exactly correct with you. What you're telling today is exactly what you're doing. So
Yes, sir.
that really applies.
Thank you, sir. And
Absolutely.
great people are helping me. Mentors are always there for me
Sure.
in the form of sea change. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful response. Yes, ma'am. You want to say something? The last word? Yeah.
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 Basically, please, when the ideas will come to you, what you need to do is to do a thorough market research about whether whatever you're jumping into as a market, there is a market for it, or else create that market. That's
Wonderful.
what I felt.
That's called generative leader.
Yes. Create the
You
market, create the
you
world.
you don't repair, but you prepare, as your chief
Yes.
mentor always says from Acharya
Yes.
Group.
Yes.
Wonderful, and it was a very enlightening session. Yeah, you were saying something in the last word. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. You have something to say, I think.
No, that's what. Because I see Priya Manikandan saying I jumped into it and then I have to quit. Yeah, it should not be impulsive, is what I'm saying. It should be
Absolutely.
deeply thought out. The call will be there. There will be several calls that are going to be there in your head. But then
Correct.
when you take that call, be sure you want to become that and then take the call. You see the
Absolutely.
butterfly at the larva stage.
Well said. Well said. Well ended the session. Thank you so much. And
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I'm also excited to share the last one-liner before we end up. Normally, in any failure in businesses or any situations of life, also, it's not me who failed, but the experiment has failed. Right. So I'll go on with my further experiments
Yes, sir.
as long as possible, forever. With this wonderful session, let me share my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to Dr. Sugandhi, Viswanathan,
so much
and all the
for the
seniors,
opportunity.
participants. Yes, all the participants, lovely participants who actively participated and engaged with us. And see you soon and have a nice weekend and advance Happy New Year 2026. Take
Yes.
care. Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am. Nice of you. Bye. Good day. Bye.